Good morning. Day 2 of our Desert Southwest trip. We're at the Pink Coral Sand Dunes State Park, and we'll be taking a short hike out onto the sand dunes here in a few minutes. Right now we're out on an observation point that overlooks them. So taking a walk out onto the dunes, the sand is silky smooth. It feels like my feet are wrapped in silk. I took some advice from the person at the visitor center running it, and she said that she usually walks in her bare feet here, and I decided to try it out. Sand is definitely cold, a little moist from the dew, but it does feel really nice to walk on. As I get out on the sand, it is really cool. The dunes obscuring the view ahead, and just desolate of any of the brush in this small section. And when I get onto this area and watch everybody else's shoes fill with sand, I'm kind of glad I took my shoes off. Once again, just gorgeous sights. Directly in front of us, we've got the wind blowing the sand right off the edge of the dune. And a great example of what moves the sand and forms these dunes. Had some beautiful views out here, some great group pictures.
Go, Dave.
Check your keys.
There we go. Here he comes. Whoa. This is the mountain man.
Dave, are your keys secured in your pocket?
Good job, Dave.
I don't have boots. Wait a minute, you got Dave. I do have Dave.
We've come back off the dune, and now we'll be loading up in our cars and heading to our next stop, which are sand caves and a historic museum. I'll click back on in a few, and hope you stick with me and join me for a little more exploration on day 2 of our Southwest desert trip. Our second stop is the Moki Cave Museum. Not sure what we're gonna get here, but I'll do some video or pictures of anything that stands out. Inside the cave is a large collection of bioluminescent stones and minerals. Not much to see in the Moki Cave. The history of it is local family bought the cave in the 1950s after hearing some complaints from the local or the film stars and film crews that filmed many of the westerns in this area, that there was no place to escape the heat or get a nice cold beer. So the family bought this cave and turned it into a bar on the inside and a dance hall. After years of that, they transitioned and made it into a small museum. A half-mile down the road from the Moki Cave is the Sand Caves hike, a short 1 mile round trip. And that is where I'm headed now. The path goes along the base of the cliff with the sand caves in it. Those two holes up at the point, I just saw somebody standing in a minute. So I believe we're going to be going up there. After a quick scramble up some fairly steep sandstone, we walk along at the level of the caves. But we'll be going in here in just a moment. And I'll click back on when I get to the entrance. All right, really cool. From down below, it was just a hole in the rock. But you get up here and there's a whole network inside. And I don't know if you can see it, but the sand down below is super fine, just like you would see on a beach. So, awesome little find. Super steep side here, kind of shy itself all across, but fun. And another steep area coming up behind us, but well worth a little scramble. It was very cool in there. And back to next location is the Dinosaur Tracks trailhead, and we're headed up the trail. Supposedly at the top there are some actual dinosaur tracks in the rocks. We'll see if we can find them. But again, even along the highway, beautiful views. Made it to the top of, I don't think you'd call this a mesa, but it's definitely a flat top rock. We've seen a couple of like little depressions in the rock that people have small rocks lined around it that some say indicates a dinosaur track. I don't see it. The map shows it maybe being in front of us a little bit, so I'm gonna continue up and take a little more of a look up there. All right, we did find a couple that actually may look like them. I don't know if you can quite see it in there with the water.
The best one is over there.
And another
Doesn't have a circle.
good one was up here in front of us. And this is probably the best one that we have seen right there. So, great views all the way around. And that is the Dinosaur Tracks. Third adventure of the day is UTV tour to Peekaboo. Smile, Dave. I am smiling.
You haven't been smiling since you started driving.
Oh, I love this. This is fun. right, the drive down here was absolutely amazing. I'm hoping Steve got some of it on video. Highlight of my trip so far. Absolutely fun. So we're gonna hike Peekaboo Canyon now, and I'll start up here in a minute. All right, entering Peekaboo Canyon.
Here, I'll let you guys go first, and I'll stop you some picture spots, and I'll make sure I'm not in your pictures.
Oh, we want you in the picture. We gotta have our.
So we actually do have some native history in this canyon right up here. It's in the second slot. So we'll walk through this tight slot, and it'll open back up. We'll walk around a little bit more.
So the slot canyons in here, our guide said 3 days ago when it was raining heavy, there was about 7 foot of water coming through this canyon. Continue just more incredible canyons. We're probably 40 feet high on each side of us as we come through here. Little step ladder coming up here. Might be hard to see on the camera, but we have a partial tree wedged into the side of the canyon. Get to the other side and turn around and look at it. The colors from the setting sun up above us on the rock is really cool. Come down to the end of the canyon where it just comes to a point and that's it. So time to turn around and head back. Absolutely gorgeous in here. Phenomenal nature. So these little holes going up the side of the rock are called Moki Steps. And back when the Indians inhabited this area, they knew that these canyons would flood when it rained. But they're cool and were a good place to store their grains. So what they would do is on that ledge up at the top is where they would store all of their grain. And they had those holes in the wall is what they would climb to get up to it, so that when they did have rain and the canyon flooded, their grain would stay dry. We're on our way back, and we're kind of the transition between the two canyons. It gets nice and wide, and it almost looks like we're boxed in, but we get up here just a little more, turn the corner, and we'll slip into another slot.
Now, so what's your son doing now? At one point, wasn't he like a math